Hi, our topic for today is all about genetic improvement and animal performance. So in this activity, we will be able to familiarize with the breeding systems commonly applied in farm animals and be able to evaluate the performance of animals for selection. Okay, so first, what is genetics? Genetics is the study of heredity and genes in particular, while animal breeding is the science that deals with the application of various animal genetic principles purposely to improve or enhance the performance of livestock and poultry species, and mainly for the purpose of animal improvement. Okay? Animal improvement is the purposeful manipulation of the genetic constitution of the animals, which determines the expression of their inherent characters. Okay. So for the genetic improvement, we have the process called selection. It is the process of choosing animals with desirable traits that are to be maintained and reproduced in a herd or flock. Okay? So meaning, selection, ito yung process ng pamimili ng animals na may desirable traits na gagawin nating sire or dam or gagawin nating parent para sa susunod na generation. Okay? So we have two types of selection. The first one is the natural, and then we also have the artificial. Okay? Natural selection is the process through which populations of living organisms adapt and change. Okay? It is also called the survival of the fittest. Okay? Big sabihin, pag natural selection, yung mga mismong animals yung nag-a-adapt and nag-change sa natural environment. Okay? While kapag sinabi naman nating artificial, it is the identification by humans of desirable traits in plants and animals and the steps taken to enhance and perpetuate those traits in the future generation. So sa artificial selection, ang gumagawa naman ito naman ay hindi natural because yung mga humans, as humans, tayo yung namimili ng desirable traits dun sa animals na gagamitin natin para sa future generation. Meaning, pag sinabi nating artificial selection, it would be in human intervention. Okay? Next, for the selection methods, we have three. First one is the tandem. Next, the independent culling and the selection index. The tandem method is the selection attempts to improve the breeding population for several traits by selecting one trait at a time for several generations. And then another trait is focused on the next breeding cycle or period. Ibig sabihin, in one breeding cycle, only one trait at a time is being considered. For example, pag gusto mo yung animal ay polled or walang sungay, so siya ang pipiliin mo. Okay? While the independent culling naman, 2 or more traits at a time is being measured. Ibig sabihin, dalawa or higit pang karakteristik ng animals ang mini-measure mo ng sabay-sabay. Kung merong isang trait doon na hindi pumasa sa standard mo, so hindi mo na siya pipiliin. Okay? For example, gusto mo polled and ang skin color ay black. Okay? So, kung hindi siya polled, pero black ang skin color niya, hindi pumasa yung isang trait, so hindi mo siya isi-select. Okay? While the selection index is the most applicable method when selecting for more than one trait simultaneously with their corresponding weights. Okay? It is combining all traits included in the selection program into an index. Okay? So, pag sinabi nating selection index, yung mga trait na gusto mo, binibigyan mo ng way. Ibig sabihin, kapag siya ay polled, 40%. Okay? Kapag siya ay white skin or black yung coat color niya, 40%. Okay? Kapag siya ay tall, 20%. So, kung sino ang may pinakamataas na selection index, yun ang pipiliin mo. Okay. For the mating system are tools that aid animal practitioners in the development of new breeds, strains, and lines of animal species. They can be utilized to improve the existing breeds or strains for the development of the poultry and livestock sector. So there are two types of mating system. First one is the natural mating, and the Next one is the artificial insemination. Natural mating involves the actual mating of male and female, while the artificial insemination is mating is done through artificial means. Okay. So sa artificial insemination, it involves the collection of semen from the male animal and artificially inseminating them to the uterus of the female animals. Okay? For the methods of breeding, we have two. Meron tayong tinatawag na inbreeding and outbreeding. Kapag sinabi nating inbreeding, ito yung mating of related animals. Ibig sabihin, pag sinabi nating related, magkamag-anak sila. While outbreeding naman, ito yung breeding of unrelated animals. Okay? So, meron tayong 3 types of inbreeding. First one is close breeding, back crossing, and line breeding. Kapag sinabi natin close breeding, it is the mating or breeding of very closely related animals. Okay? And can be traced back to more than one common ancestor. For example, nitong close breeding ay itong magkapatid, sister to brother, brother to sister. Okay? Ibig sabihin, iisa yung pinanggalingan nilang parent. Okay? Back crossing naman, ang tinatawag kapag yung offspring is mated back to one of its parent. For example, merong 2 buffaloes. So, nagkaroon sila ng male and female offspring. So, yung female, i-mate mo ulit siya dun sa kanyang father, or yung male offspring naman, i-breed mo siya dun sa female. Okay, so yun yung back crossing. Kaya tinatawag siya ng back cross. Iko-cross mo ulit siya pabalik sa parent niya. Okay? While line breeding naman is mating animals that are more distantly related. Okay? Which can be traced back to one common ancestor. So, ang example ng line breeding ay sa uncle or sa aunt. Okay? Or sa grandparents. Okay? Yun ang line breeding. Okay? For the outbreeding naman, meron tayong 2 types ng outbreeding. Nuulit ko, pag sinabing outbreeding, breeding of unrelated animals. Okay? Kapag sinabi nating crossbreeding, ibig sabihin, mating or breeding of 2 or more animals of different breeds. Ibig sabihin, magkaiba sila ng lahi. For example, sa goat, sa anen and bower. Okay, so magkaiba sila ng breed. Okay? While upgrading naman is the breeding that involves animal that involves one superior and one inferior breed. Okay, so ginagawa naman itong upgrading, kaya siya tinawag na upgrading, para ma-upgrade yung inferior breed. For example, yung native goat natin, i-cross mo siya sa anen. Okay, para yung offspring nila mag-improve yung milk production. Okay? Kaya nga tinatawag na upgrading, para ma-upgrade yung inferior breed. Okay? So, for the systems of crossbreeding, inuulit ko ano ang crossbreeding. Ang crossbreeding ay pag-mate or pag-breed ng dalawang magkaibang breed, magkaibang lahi. Okay? So, meron tayong 2-way cross, 3-way cross, 4-way cross, and the rotational cross. Okay? So, for the 2-way cross, ang example ay ito. Ipagkocross mo yung dalawang magkaibang lahi, kaya tinatawag na 2-way. So, yung isa, 100% large white at 100% landrace. So, kapag pinag-cross mo yan, magkakaroon ka ng, ang offspring mo, 50% large white and 50% landrace. Okay? So, 50-50. Okay? So, paano naging 50-50? Parang ano lang yan. Remember, kapag ka nag-cross ka, i-divide mo yung kanyang breed sa 2. So, yung large white, di-divide mo sa 2. So, kung 100% large white siya, yung offspring magiging 50% large white na lang. And yung landrace naman, 100% din, divided by 2, magiging 50% landrace na lang siya. Parang ano lang yan. For example, yung Pilipina, nakapangasawa siya ng American. Yung magiging offspring nila, tinatawag nating Phil-Am, or 50% American, 50% Filipino. Okay? Next, for the 3-way cross. Okay? Kaya tinatawag na 3-way cross kasi tatlong breeding involved. So, dito meron tayong large white, landrace, and duro. Okay? So, pag pinag-cross natin yung 100% large white and 100% landrace, magkakaroon ka ng offspring na 50% large white and 50% large race. Okay? Ngayon, itong 50-50 na to, i-cross mo ngayon siya sa 100% na turo. Okay? So, same process. Kagaya ng sinasabi ko kanina, yung 50-50, di-divide mo sa 2. So, ang offspring magiging 25% large white, 25% landrace, and 50% duro. Okay? Next, for the four-way cross, kaya naman siya tinawag na four-way kasi 4 na breed na yung involved. Okay, so ang magiging offspring niyan ay tigto 25%. 25% large white, 25% landrace, 25% Hampshire, and 25% duro. Okay? For the rotational cross naman, kaya siya tinatawag na rotational cross kasi i-cross mo uli siya sa same breed. Kagaya nung sa parent niya. Okay? So, inuulit ko. Same lang sila ng breed, pero hindi sila related. Kaya siya ay crossbreeding, di ba? Unrelated. Okay? So, si 100% large white, i-cross mo sa 100% landrace. So, ang magiging offspring ay 50% large white, 50% landrace. Ngayon, i-cross mo na naman siya sa 100% large landrace. Okay? So, kapag krinos mo siya, kagaya ng sinasabi ko kanina, di-divide mo sa 2. So, magiging 25% large white and 25% landrace. 75% landrace. Paano naging 75% landrace? Kasi meron na siyang 50% dito. So, divided by 2, magiging 25. Ito, divided by 2, magiging 50. So, may 50 dito, 25 dito, kaya magkakaroon ng 75% landrace. Okay? Okay, for the upgrading naman, ito yung sinasabi kong example kanina. Same lang rin siya, para siyang two-way cross. So, dito naman, i-cross mo yung 100% Boer sa 100% Philippine Native. So, magkakaroon siya ng 50% Boer and 50% Native na offspring. Okay, so for the animal biotechnologies, we have the artificial insemination. Artificial insemination is the artificial introduction of semen from the male with desirable traits into the females of the species to produce pregnancy. Okay? So, dito sa picture na to, mapapansin nyo, ito yung summary ng artificial insemination. So, nagsisimula yan dito. Okay? Nakalagay dito, false mounting of aroused bull. Okay? False mounting siya. Ngayon, nagmamount siya dito sa kanyang dummy. Okay? So, pwede kang gumamit ng dummy dito or yung mismong sinasampahan lang. Okay? So, kapag kasumampa na siya at mag-ejaculate na siya, itong collector na to, ida-divert niya yung penis dito sa AV or artificial vagina. So, dito sa AV na to, dyan makokolekta yung semen. Okay? So, after that, pwede mo na siyang i-inseminate dito or pwede mo rin siyang gawing i-frozen siya. Okay? So, gagawa ka ng frozen semen. Okay? Kapag frozen semen siya, syempre i-store mo siya sa liquid nitrogen. Okay? So, kapag frenose mo yung semen, magiging matagal yung shelf life niya. So, pwede mo siyang ito at gamitin for next year, next month, nun. Okay? So, ito naman yung process. Una, itong AI technician, through rectal palpation, i-guide na yung kanyang AI gun. Ganyan, no? Ayan. And then, ito yung AI gun, ito yung cervix, ito yung ring ng cervix. Okay? So, yung semen, yeah, dito sa head ng uterus, dun niya i-deposit. Ayan, sa uterus. I-deposit niya yung semen. Okay? And then, ayan yung semen. Papupunta na yan doon. Okay? Pupunta siya doon sa site of fertilization. Okay? Next biotechnology is estrosynchronization. Estrosynchronization is the bringing together the female animal at the same time in the estrous cycle. Kapag sinabi nating estrosynchronization, sinisynchronize or pinagsasabay-sabay niya yung pag-i-inhit or pag-i-estros ng animal. Bakit natin ginagawang sabay-sabay yung inhit nila? Una, para sabay-sabay ang insemination. So, at the same week, kung sabay-sabay silang i-inseminate, sabay-sabay din silang manganganak. Okay? At isi-synchronize mo yung panganganak nila sa time kung saan maraming grasses para hindi ka mahirapan sa pagpapakain ng animals. Okay? It is first reason kung bakit nag-i-stress synchronization to attain higher reproductive performance. Okay? And to be able to define breeding season that allows calving to occur when weather is conducive to high rates of calf survival. Ito nga yung sinasabi ko. So, sinisynchronize mo yung time ng breeding kung saan bibilangan mo yung month. Kapag nanganak siya, maganda ang panahon para madaling mabuhay yung mga calf. Okay? Next is to match the seasonal availability of grass. Sinabi ko na rin kanina. And to maintain short breeding season. Kapag kasi hindi sila sabay-sabay nanganganak yung iyong mga cattle, magiging laborious or magiging matrabaho. Okay? Kasi mas marami kang taong uupahan para nga sa pagpapaanak at pag-aalaga ng calf. Okay? And of course, to reduce heat detection. Para rin alam mo kung kailan sila mag-i-inhit. Alam mo kung kailan sila mag-i-inseminate. Okay? Next is the multiple ovulation and embryo transfer or tinatawag nating MOET. So, ang process naman ng MOET, the first step is sinusuper ovulate yung donor. Okay? So, usually, ang ginagawa mo na dito, naghahanap ng donor or ng mother na superior. Ibig sabihin, maganda talaga yung lahi niya. Okay? So, sinusuper ovulate siya. Ano ba kapag sinabing super ovulation? Kasi usually, per estrous cycle, isang egg cell lang yung nire-release. Okay? So, pag isang egg cell lang, isa lang din yung mafa-fertilize na egg. So, sa super ovulation, mag-i-introduce ka ng hormone para ma-ovulate or para maging mature yung mga egg cell ng sabay-sabay. Okay? Ngayon, dahil nga maraming egg cell na sabay-sabay nag-mature, kapag ang next step ay artificial insemination, sabay-sabay ding mafa-fertilize itong mga egg cell na to. Okay? Pagkatapos nun, itong mga na-fertilize na egg cell na to, i-harvest mo. Okay? Itong mga fertilized egg cell ngayon na to, ito yung i-harvest mo na magiging offspring. Okay? So, dahil nga siya ay super ovulated, maraming fertilized na egg. Okay? So, itong fertilized na egg na to, i-harvest, kukunin. Okay? So, pipiliin yan kung aling mga egg cell ang maganda. And then, i-inseminate yan sa donor na animal. Okay? Ibig sabihin, meron kang surrogate mother. Siya yung magbubuntis para dito sa iyong superior animal. Okay? So, ano naman ang advantage ng paggamit ng multiple ovulation and embryo transfer? Okay? Ang advantage nito ay na ma-maximize mo itong animal na maganda ang lahi. Okay? Bakit? Kasi hindi siya nagbubuntis eh. Kinokolekta mo lang siya. And then, binibigay mo sa inferior or dun sa animal na hindi masyadong maganda yung lahi. At siya yung magiging surrogate. Okay? At ang kagandahan din nito, sabay-sabay yung mga offspring na merong magandang lahi. Kasi nga, binigay mo sila lahat sa iyong mga surrogate mother. Meron kang surrogate cow. Ayan siya. Okay? Next is in vitro fertilization. Pagka sinabing in vitro, ibig sabihin yung fertilization nangyayari sa laboratory. Okay, so dito sa in vitro fertilization, kung makikita ninyo to, yan yung ovary ng cattle or buffalo. So, kinokolektahan yan gamit tong syringe. Okay, tapos nilalagay yan dito sa mga droplets and pinipili kung alin ang mature na egg cell. And then, lalagyan din yan ng similya. At dyan mapo-fertilize yung egg cell. Pag na-fertilize na ngayon yan na yung ita-transfer doon sa animal or surrogate mother. May surrogate mother din yan. Okay? Next ay sperm sexing. Kapag sinabi nating sperm sexing, from the word itself, pinipili mo or pinaghihiwalay mo yung sex ng sperm. Okay? So, meron tayong X and Y. Kapag sinabi nating X sperm, yan ay female. At kapag sinabi naman nating Y sperm, yan ay male. Okay? So, itong sperm sexing, ang ginagawa dyan, dahil nga pipiliin mo ngayon kung male or female. Ngayon, kapag napili mo na siya, Yan ngayon yung i-inseminate mo dun sa iyong animal. So, kung gusto mong babae ang maging offspring, so, offspring ng iyong animal, ang i-inseminate mo ay yung X, yung sperm na merong X chromosome. Okay? So, bakit natin ginagawang sperm sexy? So, usually, ang example natin dito ay dairy production. Pag dairy production, syempre ang gusto mong maging offspring ng animal, ng cow, ay babae. Bakit? Kasi kapag lalaki, hindi mo siya makokolektahan ng gatas. Pero kapag babae yung offspring, syempre yung offspring, pag lumaki, pwede mo ulit siyang kolektahan ng gatas. Okay? Next is the somatic cell nuclear transfer or the somatic cell cloning. Ito yung process ng pagkuklone. Okay? So, ang example natin dito ay sa sheep. Why sheep? Because ang first clone animal natin ay sheep. Okay? Ang pangalan niya ay Dolly. Dolly the sheep. Okay? So, meron tayong donor. Ayan. Ito naman. Donor and yan. Okay? So, yung nucleus or yung cell na ginamit kay Dolly ay kinuha sa udder or sa breast ng sheep. Okay? So, yung nucleus na yan, kukunin mo yung nucleus na yan and i-fuse mo siya dun sa nucleus nitong isa. Okay? So, kapag na-fuse mo na yung cell na yan, siya na ay magiging embryo na ilalagay mo sa uterus nitong foster mother or tinatawag nating surrogate mother. Ngayon, itong surrogate mother na to, kapag pinanganak na yung kanyang offspring, magiging kagaya na nitong donor. Siya na yung clone. Okay, itong pinanganak na yan na yung clone. Okay? For the genetic engineering and recombinant DNA technology, the first one is splitting of DNA. So what is DNA? DNA, are also known as the deoxyribonucleic acid, is the molecule that transmits the genetic code from one generation to the next. Okay? So dito sa splitting of DNA, ginagawa natin yung zipping or unzipping. Okay? So yung DNA kasi, twisted siyang ganyan, di ba? Makikita ninyo itong drawing. Kaya siya tinatawag na unzipping kasi parang siyang zipper, pinaghihiwalay mo siya. Okay? Kaya nga siya tinatawag na splitting of DNA. Ini-split mo yung DNA para andun din yung traits ng bawat isa. Okay? Next naman ay gene splicing is the post-transcriptional modification in which single gene can code for multiple proteins. Okay? So, ang ginagawa naman, kaya siya tinawag na splicing, yung part ng DNA na to i-splice mo or ikakat and isasama mo sa another DNA. Okay? For the recombinant DNA naman or rDNA, yung DNA fragment, isasama mo siya sa vector. So, kaya siya tinawag na recombinant. I-recombine mo. So, kapag ni-recombine mo na yan, yan na yung magre-reproduce or mapapadami. Okay? Yan naman, itong gene cloning. Okay? So, kapag ni-recombinant DNA mo na siya, magkakaroon ng tinatawag na DNA cloning. So, mapapadami na yung DNA. Ayan. Magpo-propagate na siya para magkaroon or mag-produce ng many copies. Okay? So, that's all for the lab activity number 7. If you have any question, please feel free to message me anytime. Okay?